Pro-Hindu organizations pile pressure on government to construct Ram Mandir. 2,000 Shiv Sainiks already in Ayodhya. Uddhav Thackeray to land in Faizabad at 2 p.m. today. Shocking statement by BJP MP Sakshi Maharaj. Sakshi Maharaj talks about raising Jama Masjid in Delhi at a public rally in Uttar Pradesh. Senior Congress leaders reportedly upset with state leadership. Congress senior leaders to hold a meeting next week. Ramlinga Reddy, MB Patil, HK Patil, Roshan Beg and other leaders to be part of the meeting. High Grounds Police files an FIR against unknown people on the complaint of JDS City President. Prakash had alleged that people disguised as journalists were trying to defame the Chief Minister. And NEWS9 presents the third edition of the Elite School Fair at Hotel Lalit Ashok. Fair provides parents an opportunity to sample and pick from the best of residential and international schools. Hello and welcome. You're watching NEWS9 with me, Vijay. First up, tense Ayodhya has turned into a virtual fortress for the weekend as about 2,000 Shiv Sainiks have landed up, and it is expected that about 1 lakh members of the Hindu outfit VHP as well as 1 lakh RSS activists are expected to turn up on Sunday. Meanwhile, there has been a constant inflow of activists into Ayodhya, into the temple town in Uttar Pradesh. Even as security has been beefed up. And these are the live visuals coming to you from Ayodhya. And of course, there's heavy security cordon. We can see posters of Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray there, even as the city seems to be painted saffron in color. You have buntings, you have flags, you have decorated poles, all preparing for the big convention by the VHP tomorrow. You also have the boats also in saffron in color as tourists are taking rides. Now, amidst all this, there is also news coming out from Ayodhya that members of the minority communities are fearful about what would happen. They're fearful about escalating violence because of so many activists gathering in Ayodhya, and it is said that there have been many people who have been leaving Ayodhya as well for the next 2 days. Now, these are visuals coming to you from Ayodhya, where there is definitely a saffron show of strength. A huge number of activists are expected to converge in Ayodhya tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Shiv Sena chief Uddhav Thackeray will be heading towards Ayodhya. He's en route to Ayodhya. He's expected to land in Faizabad today at 2 p.m. and he's expected to conduct a Maha Aarti later this evening at 6 p.m. something which will be coordinated in Mumbai as well. And these, meanwhile, are visuals of the security personnel patrolling the streets of Ayodhya, just as a deterrent to possible troublemakers. And meanwhile, heavy security deployed in Ayodhya. The BJP government, of course, is under question as to when the Ram temple will be built. That's the purpose of this huge show of strength from activists of the VHP, the RSS and the Shiv Sena. And Shiv Sena, of course, their organization of their rally did not go down well with the VHP activists as well, who had organized for the Mahasabha. But Shiv Sena also using the situation to make their statement clear as well. They're also claiming that the Ram Mandir should be built as soon as possible. They're demanding for an ordinance as well. And these are visuals on the left-hand side of your screen. You can see the build-up for the rallies, the stage being set, the rally venue being prepared, even as people are expected to come in large numbers. 1 lakh RSS activists, 1 lakh VHP activists are expected to attend this convention tomorrow. And you will also have the Shiv Sainiks present. About 5,000 in number are expected to be present in Ayodhya. They've already left. They've left in batches. They've traveled from Mumbai to Ayodhya. 2,000 of them are said to have reached Ayodhya already. In the meanwhile, on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the preparations underway. Massive security cover in Ayodhya at the moment. The Uttar Pradesh government is making sure that all precautions are taken so that the situation does not go out of control. Meanwhile, Akhilesh Yadav, the former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, had asked for the centre to provide army as a backup, but of course speculations doing the rounds that is being done with a political angle, a political approach, with a political strategy. Meanwhile, a whole lot of activists are expected to converge in Ayodhya tomorrow. They have started coming in, plenty of activity at the venue of the big convention in Ayodhya. You can see the decorations being put up, buntings being put up, banners flying, and of course the Shiv Sena's posters also up in many places in Ayodhya. And the common chant, the common slogan, the common question that the saffron outfits are asking is why is the temple not being built soon? Why is there no ordinance to clear the way for the construction of the temple? Meanwhile, there have been plenty of reactions coming in on the entire Ayodhya temple affair. We had Akhilesh Yadav yesterday, like I had mentioned, asking for the government to call in the army. Meanwhile, Mayawati, the BSP Supremo, has also reacted on the issue. Let's listen in what she has to say.
मैंने इस संबंध में अभी आपको बताया, इस बात को फिर मैं दोहराना चाहती हूँ कि केंद्र में बीजेपी की सरकार को बने हुए अब लगभग पूरे 5 वर्ष होने वाले हैं और कुछ ही महीनों में देश में लोकसभा का फिर से आम चुनाव होगा। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने पिछले लोकसभा के हुए आम चुनाव में सन 2014 में जब देश में लोकसभा का आम चुनाव हुआ तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने और खासकर श्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने तो पूरे देश की जनता को जो हर मामले में हर स्तर पर तो जो उनको बढ़िया बढ़िया सपने दिखाए थे, जो उनको उनके जनहित के देश हित के सपने दिखाए थे, तो उन पर ये जो सरकार है केंद्र की सरकार, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये 50% भी खरी नहीं उतरी है। 50% भी, मैं ज्यादा बता रही हूँ, 50% ये खरी नहीं उतरी है। और इस बात का एहसास भारतीय जनता पार्टी व खुद श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को भी है, प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी को भी है इस बात का एहसास। और इतना ही नहीं, ये सरकार जब अपने हर मामले में हर स्तर पर तो देश की जनता को जो उन्होंने चुनावी वायदे किए थे पिछले लोकसभा आम चुनाव में, तो जब उन पर ये खरी नहीं उतरी है इस बात का इनको एहसास है। और तो अब इस पार्टी को ये लग रहा है, खास तौर से जिन 5 राज्यों में अब विधानसभा का आम चुनाव हो रहा है, तो वहां इनको इस बात का एहसास है कि ये लोग पावर में आने वाले नहीं है। जहां इनकी बीजेपी की अपनी सरकार है, इस बात का इनको एहसास है और खतरे की घंटी इनको बज चुकी है इनके लिए। और उनको लग रहा है कि लोकसभा आम चुनाव में इस बार ये केंद्र में फिर से सत्ता में वापस आने वाले नहीं है। तो इसलिए इन्होंने अपनी जो विफलताएं हैं, केंद्र सरकार की जो कमियां हैं, जो विफलताएं हैं, उन पर से जनता का ध्यान बांटने के लिए एक सोची समझी रणनीति व षड्यंत्र के तहत ही हमारी पार्टी का ये मानना है कि एक सोची समझी रणनीति व षड्यंत्र के तहत ही इन्होंने जबरदस्ती तो उत्तर प्रदेश के अयोध्या में राम मंदिर निर्माण का जो मुद्दा भुनाया हुआ है।
Mayawati is saying that the Modi government, she's targeting the Modi government. She's saying because of the fear of the Modi government that they would lose the 2019 elections, they have forcefully asking for the Ram Mandir temple to be built, and that's why they brought this issue up in Uttar Pradesh. They brought it to the forefront in Uttar Pradesh. The Mayawati says it's the Modi government which is behind organizing this entire Ram Mandir movement. She says it is to get the focus of the people on the Ram Mandir issue, fearing that they would lose the 2019 elections, they would not return to power in 2019, and they're using the Ram Mandir issue as a poll plank to ensure that they return to power. That's what Mayawati's assessment is. That's what the BSP's assessment is. That's the criticism they are leveling at the Narendra Modi, at the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये 50% भी खरी नहीं उतरी।
Meanwhile, the Hindutva dream of constructing a Ram temple at the site of the Babri Masjid in Ayodhya is yet to be realized, but BJP MP Sakshi Maharaj has come up with a shocker in the run-up to the elections. He has made a shocking statement about razing down Delhi's Jama Masjid because he says it has been constructed on the remains of a Hindu temple. Let's listen into what Sakshi Maharaj had to say at a rally in Uttar Pradesh just 2 days ago.
जब आया तो पहला मेरा स्टेटमेंट था मथुरा में कि अयोध्या मथुरा काशी तो छोड़ो राजा भैया, अयोध्या मथुरा काशी तो छोड़ो, दिल्ली की जामा मस्जिद तोड़ो, अगर सीढ़ियों में मूर्तियां न निकले तो मुझे फांसी पर लटका देना। आज भी कायम हूं अपने स्टेटमेंट पर।
Well, that's what Sakshi Maharaj has said. He said soon after he entered politics, his first statement was to say, forget about Mathura, Ayodhya and Kashi, but concentrate on the Jama Masjid in Delhi, and if you don't find idols there, you can hang me in public. That's a statement he has made at a rally. And shocking statement from Sakshi Maharaj, the BJP MP. Step into a short break now, but more news and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
घी में पशुओं की चर्बी, वनस्पति ऑयल, आर्टिफिशियल कलर व फ्लेवर आदि मिलाकर करोड़ों लोगों की जिंदगी से खिलवाड़ हो रहा था। इसलिए हमने 60 से अधिक पैरामीटर्स पर खरा पतंजलि गाय का शुद्ध देसी घी उपलब्ध कराया। डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनिमल हस्बेंड्री के अनुसार देश में लगभग 19 करोड़ गाय। हम चाहते हैं कि गौ माता की रक्षा हो और लोगों को गाय का शुद्ध घी और दूध मिले। यही हमारा संकल्प है।
कौन सा फ्लोर?
इटालियन मार्बल।
ओह नो, फ्लैट
3 BHK है मैम।
घर बेचने का भूत सवार, लिस्ट कीजिए 99 एकर्स पर और पाइए जेन्युइन बायर्स।
I am the starter. When we work it together. I am the adventure. When we chase it together. My life has many styles, but it's stylish only when we live it together. The next gen Maruti Suzuki Ertiga. Move together in style.
NEWS9 presents Elite Schools Fair 2018. Searching for international schools, residential schools and best schools around? Here's an opportunity to meet the school management and get counselled all under one roof. Please visit us on 24th and 25th November 2018 at Hotel Lalita Shoka, Bengaluru. Entry free.
Platinum sponsor, New Baldwin International School. Gold sponsors, Bangalore International Group of Institutions. Orchid, the International School.
And we have some big news just coming in. The former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has reacted on the completion of 6 months of the coalition government. It's too early to talk on the achievements of the government, is what Siddaramaiah is saying. Coalition government is performing well, is what the former Chief Minister is saying. Siddaramaiah reacts on the completion of 6 months of the coalition government. It's too early to talk on the achievements of the government. The coalition government is performing well, is what Siddaramaiah is saying. This is what the former Chief Minister is saying. Siddaramaiah reacts on the completion of 6 months of coalition government. It's too early to talk about the achievements of the government. The coalition government is performing well. Well, let's listen to what the former Chief Minister had to say.
It is too early to assess the performance of the government. ಅವರು ಏನು ಸಮನ್ವಯ ಸಮಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕಾಮನ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದುವರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ.
ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ.
there is a coordination.
Well, the Chief Minister is saying that there is coordination and whatever the common minimum program that JDS has promised, they are trying to fulfill that. Efforts are on to fulfill that. Meanwhile, he said that what the previous government, that's his government, the Congress government, had got going is being continued. Some of the programs which the Congress government had initiated are continuing.
There is a coordination. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. 6 ತಿಂಗಳು, it is too early to assess the performance of the government.
And the senior Congress leaders are reportedly upset with the state leadership. Senior Congress leaders are upset, it is said, for sidelining them, and the leaders have not been considered for a cabinet berth, and many senior Congress leaders have decided to hold a meeting next week. And among them, Ramalinga Reddy, H.K. Patil, Roshan Beg and other leaders are expected to attend the meeting. And senior Congress leaders, well, this is just what the Congress would not have wanted ahead of the cabinet expansion, which is still a long time coming, although many dates have been set, many deadlines have been set. The cabinet expansion has not taken place. But senior leaders of the Congress have now, it is said, expressing unhappiness over not being considered for cabinet expansion, for not being considered for cabinet berths. Ramalinga Reddy reacted on this, and let's listen to what he had to say.
ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಂದು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯಿತು. ಇನ್ನು 8 ಸ್ಥಾನಗಳು JDS 2, 6 ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸ್ಥಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಭರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. 6 ತಿಂಗಳಾದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಭರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿರೋರು ಭಾಳ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಾದರೂ ಆಗಲಿ. ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲಿಂದಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೀನಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳ ಪ್ರಾತಿನಿಧ್ಯ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬೇಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಯಾರು ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗಂತೂ ಬೇಸರ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನಂತೂ ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಲನ ನೆಪ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Well, I'm joined in by my colleague Arun Sundaram on the phone line. Well, Arun, Ramalinga Reddy says that he is not personally interested in a position, but definitely there is talk that the senior leaders are expected to meet next week and are saying that and they are a little upset that they have not been considered for cabinet expansions, not for cabinet berths. But Arun, what the Congress seems to be doing is to try and get more younger leaders, to try and encourage more younger leaders to take up the mantle of leadership, to take up the mantle of responsibility. In light of that, do you think the senior leaders' complaint is justified?
Well, Michael, remember in Hindi there is a tagline for one of the advertisements, "Ye dil mange more," and that seems to be the predicament as far as the Congress leadership is concerned. They're not satisfied just being the legislators. They want a ministerial berth. And the person on the right of the screen, Ramalinga Reddy, is a very well-known veteran, Congress veteran. He served as a transport minister. He served as the home minister in the previous government. That's the Congress government headed by the then Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah. And he was literally left out in the cold when the cabinet was expanded in the month of June, and that hasn't gone down too well. In fact, there are scores of people, seniors or elders, who are feeling miffed because they have been completely cold-shouldered. But then the problem is that this is a coalition. There is a certain ratio in which the ministerial berths have been divided, and most of these senior Congress leaders do not want or aspire to become chairmen or heads of boards and corporations, because that is meant for relatively newcomers or newbies in among the MLAs, not necessarily people who are experienced, who are got say 18-20 years of a political career. So they want ministerial berths. The question is, are there sufficient number of ministerial berths? Remember, we've come back to the same old formula: 6 cabinet berths and more than 20 aspirants. How do you satisfy all of them? Obviously, there will be people who will voice their concern. They will be nursing a grouse. Some of them will probably even go to the extent of going public and airing their views. Of course, they'll be chided by the party bosses saying, "Why did you go public?" But it's an open secret because you have very little elbow room. The biggest issue is not the question of allocating these berths or positions. The question is dissidence. Somebody will say X was made a cabinet minister. He was not really suitable for it, and why should have become? or Y was more qualified than Z. So this will become an endless musical chair, and it appears to be a little bit of an immature kind of a step, because you are perennially chasing this elusive mirage instead of focusing on governance and government. On the one hand, your ministers and the chief minister keeps making announcements saying grandiose plans, saying that we are pro-poor, we are pro-farmer, we are pro-people, but at the same time, the way in which they keep bickering among themselves, squabbling for ministerial berths and spoils, and it sends out contradictory signals. People do not know whether there is a government in place and whether it's a functional government, and that gives a fertile opportunity for the opposition to hit back. Of course, the fact is that the opposition is a little bit weak, therefore it's not so very vociferous. But the general reading is that there seems to be a situation where a little bit of, would you use the word chaos or confusion? One doesn't know. But clearly it is not normal. It is not something which is acceptable. And that is the biggest problem. How do you manage this? Today, the bigger issue is not perhaps about the government or the governance, it's the issue of man management, because you have a lot of these inflated egos which need to be satisfied, Michael.
Well, thank you, Arun, for joining us with all those details. Well, definitely a big question mark as to why senior leaders are bringing up this issue time and again when focus on the coalition government working unitedly, focus on development, focus on issues, focus on projects should be more, rather than on who will get which berth. That seems to be the assessment of Arun there, and quite justifiably so, because it seems to be putting a spanner in the works in the functioning of the coalition government. Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy has called for an emergency JDS Legislature Party meeting later today. The Legislature Party meeting will be held at 5 p.m. in a private hotel. And the meeting is being held to finalize 2 candidates for ministerial berths. The JDS will also discuss names for heads of boards and corporations. The JDS Legislature meet also will involve planning of a strategy for the Belagavi session, which is expected to start from December 10th. The JDS MLAs and MLCs will attend the meeting. While the clamour for cabinet berths is not as pronounced as it is in the Congress, the JDS is still, there is word coming out of the JDS quarters that there will be a reshuffle of people, of personnel in the ministerial berths. Of course, G.T. Devegowda is one name which is featuring strongly, and while N. Mahesh of the BSP has given up his berth, he has left the coalition. Probably his shoes will be filled by another candidate, and that's what the JDS meeting today will also discuss. That will be another feature of the JDS meeting. And meanwhile, how will the Kumaraswamy government, how will the JDS legislators tackle the Belagavi session? Because there is expected to be a huge backlash from the opposition as regards the sugarcane farmers' issues concerned, the farm loan waiver issues concerned, and other small issues which have been cropping up, which have been confronting the H.D. Kumaraswamy government. The opposition is most definitely going to pick on these issues. How will the Kumaraswamy government face up to it? That's another plan, that's another strategy which will be worked out at the Legislative Party meeting of the JDS later today. Former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda's bronze statue will be inaugurated today at Savandipur village of Channapatna Taluk in Ramnagara district. The statue is 6 feet and 7 inch high. The statue is worth 13 lakh rupees and is sponsored by H.D. Devegowda's fan clubs. H.D. Devegowda and Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy will inaugurate the statue shortly. The inauguration was expected to happen at 12 noon, but both the JDS Supremo as well as the Chief Minister have not arrived in Ramnagara as yet. They will be arriving to inaugurate this statue of the former Prime Minister, which has been set up in Ramnagara. It's worth about 13 lakh rupees, and it's been set up by contributions from H.D. Devegowda's supporters groups. And these are visuals of the statue. Well, it is a bronze statue, which is expected to be inaugurated shortly by the Chief Minister and the former Prime Minister. That's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Coming up on the other side is NEWS9 Special. Stay tuned.
जब किचन में हो कुचीना
तो हर कोई बनाना चाहेगा खाना
कुचीना।
मामा शॉपिंग के लिए चाहिए वन टाइम पासवर्ड, हर बार नया आता है सिर्फ आपके फोन पर। ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग को दी है सेफ्टी पूरी, ताकि इंडिया को रहे बस सही गिफ्ट चुनने की बारी। मास्टर कार्ड,
क्योंकि कुछ खुशियां हैं प्राइसलेस।
Monday, what just go out with Monday? Go out with Monday now, now. What just go out with Monday? Go out with Monday now.
Dragging yourself to work. Find jobs you'd love to go to on Naukri.com, India's #1 job site. Oh yeah.
शोल्डर 18
पॉकेट कौन सी साइड?
साउथ वेस्ट फेसिंग।
साउथ वेस्ट।
ओह नो, फ्लैट
3 BHK है मैम।
घर बेचने का भूत सवार, लिस्ट कीजिए 99 एकर्स पर और पाइए जेन्युइन बायर्स।
NEWS9 presents Elite Schools Fair 2018. Searching for international schools, residential schools and best schools around? Here's an opportunity to meet the school management and get counselled all under one roof. Please visit us on 24th and 25th November 2018 at Hotel Lalita Shoka, Bengaluru. Entry free.
Platinum sponsor, New Baldwin International School. Gold sponsors, Bangalore International Group of Institutions. Orchid, the International School.